pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll have the roll call.
Councillor Olson. Bridge. Bender. Councillor Mertzik is excused. McDonald. Hendry. Finsland. Herrick. Councillor McKenzie is also excused. And Dahlbeck. Nowicki. Emmert. And Sather.
Thank you very much. Let's have the approval of the minutes. Motion by Councillor Finsland, second by Councillor Bender. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. Minutes are read and approved. We have no public hearings.
Item 6 is a consent agenda. You do have in front of you tonight an amended 6.2, amended closed minutes from the June 1st meeting.
Okay, understanding those amendments, I'll call for the approval of the consent agenda. Motion by Councillor Finsland, second by Councillor Dahlbeck. Any discussion? Mr. Bridge.
I'd like to pull item 6.7.
6.7. Any other items, councillors? Seeing none, we'll approve the balance of the consent agenda. All in favor say aye. No. 6. We need a motion and a second to discuss it. Motion by Councillor Bridge, seconded by Councillor Dahlbeck. Okay, discussion. Councillor Bridge.
Well, to begin with, I guess I want to point out that I'm sensitive to the issue in a couple different ways. I own an old house that needs to be re-sided, and when it's done, the old wood lap siding, which has been there since 1914, is going to have to be taken off. I've got some windows that I still need to replace that will require me to hire a qualified contractor to do the work. So, I'm kind of wondering why we're going to review this. And, to give a little bit of history, I did some research into this in the last couple days. The rules that were under regarding lead-based paint or lead issues right now originated with a bill referred to as Title 10 in 1990. It was signed into law by the then President George Bush. It was supposed to be shortly thereafter that the Environmental Protection Agency issued rules regarding what we're dealing with today. Under the Clinton administration, it was put off, and under the second Bush administration, it was put off as well until I believe it was 2007 when then Senator Obama forced the issue through Congress with a deadline of April 22nd of this year. So there's a long history. This isn't something that was just thrust upon us recently. This is something that's been in the works for 20 years, and anybody, probably in building inspection or within, the realm of this type of work, probably should have known about. So in addition to that, we have federal regulations that we're dealing with here, and I don't see where a local review can change anything. It seems like just a way to spend some time to me.
Mr. Curtis, I believe, is signed up on the subject. I guess I'm your timekeeper tonight, Marty.
What's that?
I'm your timekeeper tonight.
All right. You got a cute little stopwatch for me?
I do.
Marty Curtis, 5301 East First. The reason I've asked this to be referred to the committee is a lot of us contractors and landlords, on the building permit process now, you have to have renovator numbers to do that. And I took out my first permit under that shortly after the April 22nd deadline. And there was quite a bit of confusion in building inspection on what was accurate and what wasn't. And basically my thoughts are, if we can discuss a little bit, we can keep contractors and landlords fixing up houses. And I know the mayor likes all those landlords to try to fix up our houses, and if you can't get the permit for some reason, there has been some difficulty with this, you can't do any work. So if you want all of us to keep getting permits and keep doing work, we need to kind of figure this out and figure out the best way to get it accomplished so that jobs can still be done in Superior. Thanks.
Mr. Curtis, you broke a personal record of only 45 seconds. I'm impressed.
You want me to talk longer?
No, I said I was impressed. I was impressed. Mr. Olson.
From what I understand, this lead
paint deal is being pushed forward a little bit by the Department of Commerce through the state of Wisconsin. Pardon me?
DHS.
Okay, Department of Health and
Services.
Okay. And they've got the state rules that, Tom, I believe you're talking about, that we're instructed to follow. But from what I understand in the Building Inspection Division, nobody here in the city of Superior knows how we're going to follow through with, whether you want to say policing it or the proper permits when you're pulling your permits. What if the city is going to have a separate requirement over and above what the state is asking for, which we've done in other instances. So I don't see any harm in discussing it. This council is made up of several committees, and that's what we're committed to do, is bring these things to committees and make sure that they get weighed out, so when we get to here, as decision makers, that's what we've done. We've made some decisions, so.
Mr. Bender.
And I was about to say the exact same thing, so I
Good.
guess I will just say amen to that.
Okay. Mr. Bridge and then Mr. Herrick.
Well, I guess, I'd like to hear from Public Works on this, because in some discussions I've had with building inspection, and there have been 3 different educational meetings on this issue, and I believe a number of contractors that have gone through the educational requirements on this. It seems to me, from what I've heard, unless it's inaccurate, that things are pretty clear.
There's been some suggestion or some conversation that this is going to the wrong committee, because your building inspectors and the ones who will be promulgating the rules and issuing the permits is Public Works. There may be a suggestion that you move it to there, but that's up to you, gentlemen and gentlewomen. Mr. Herrick.
I was just going to say, well, from what I understand from the abatement meeting that we attended, that is this now just for rental, or is this for every homeowner in the city, as far as having these permits to replace windows and so on and so forth?
If you're asking questions to the audience, we don't do that.
Oh, okay.
We refer them to either to the administration. Otherwise,
Well, I thought we were still on...
Yeah, no, as we've said for a long time, we don't want to have dialogue. In this case, it's pretty harmless, but on some occasions, we have a lot of people in the audience. Your job is to decide what you want to do, and you can, but I don't know if we have anybody, Mr. Getzman could answer those questions as well, so.
Yeah, I know Mr. Curran indicated that they've had several meetings in town and tried to educate contractors and others about the requirements of the new permits and the new laws. I guess that said, I'm not clear where the hang-up is on the confusion over what the requirements are, but if there's some discussion that can happen in committee to straighten that out, maybe that's the answer. I don't know where the confusion is coming from right now. I know that Dan has had those meetings and made some efforts to educate everybody on what the requirements are.
And that's why I brought it up, because of what he said and what I learned at the meeting. So it's like 2 different issues, so I'm just kind of wondering, exactly who's involved in it, so thanks.
Thank you, Mr.
Amend the
Herrick.
rules and allow a council to speak more than twice.
Second. So I'm the only one with my light on it.
Mr. Bridge.
Are we going to vote on that, or? I believe it's Joe Shermer at the state. I'm pretty sure we've licensed locally 22 contractors, and in the state more than 800. So, it's happening for anybody that wants to get the education.
Seeing no more discussion, we have a motion on the floor. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no.
No.
Oh, let's see. Quiet bunch tonight. I heard 1 no and 3 ayes, I think. Mr. Olson.
What is the motion?
I'm not clear. There was a motion in a second. I
It's
understood
6.7.
to discuss it. So is the motion to refer it as noted?
Yes, that's how I took it.
Okay.
6.7, as read, was first and seconded, then there was discussion, and then now we're acting on 6.7 as a motion. Mr. Fensler.
And the motion is to refer to the Public Safety Committee, is that correct?
Correct. Yep, as written. Should we try again? All in favor, Mr. Olson.
We're still under discussion.
Yes.
If there was pretty much everybody's wishes that maybe we're in the wrong committee, I'd like to refer this to the Public Works Committee. Make a motion to refer this to the Public Works
Can we
Committee.
have a motion to refer, and this will take precedent over the motion, and we have a second by Mr. Bender?
I'll second that.
Okay, second by Denise McDonald, and we'll act on this. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
We'll say no, okay? You know, raise your hands, and I'll just count. Those now this is just to refer, to correct the one you haven't acted on yet, to make it go to Public Works. So just raise your hand if you want to go to Public Works. 1, 2, 3, 4. And those that don't, okay, so it goes nowhere. Okay, we have the original motion, and we'll act on that, seeing nothing has changed. And this will go to Public Safety. We'll ask for all in favor as the motion as written, 6.7. All in favor say aye. Raise your hands. 1, just like I heard. All opposed say, okay, it fails then. Thank you.
Item 7 is the business by department head. 7.1, Assistant Public Works Director Getzman is requesting approval to purchase aggregate materials for Banks Avenue reconstruction.
Motion by Councilor Dahlbeck, second by Councilor Henry. Thank you. Any discussion on aggregate? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. 7.1 passes.
Mr. Getzman is also requesting approval of the contract with DTE Carbon LLC to sell energy credits generated at the Moccasin Mike landfill.
Motion by Councilor Dahlbeck, second by Councilor Bender. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Opposed say no. 7.2 passes.
Item 8.1, Mayor Ross is appointing Gary Fox and Hugo Slamy to the Urban Forestry Tree Board for 3-year terms, and William Fennessy to the Superior Housing Authority Board of Directors for a 5-year term.
Motion by Councilor Aragon, second by Councilor Finsland. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. 8.1 passes.
Item 10.1 is a resolution.
Bob, I figured this was a motion. When you went like this, I figured that was a motion.
I was thinking Warren was going to make that motion.
Okay.
That's why I was kind of justifying.
Oh, I see, yes. Yeah, you were deferring a motion.
I was trying to justify Warren. I wanted to speak to that.
There you go. 10.1.
10.1 is a resolution of the Common Council approving City of Superior police officers to be deputized.
Motion by Councilor Dahlbeck,
Second.
second by Councilor Finsland. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Opposed say no. 10.1 passes.
11.1 is an ordinance introduced by City Clerk Klon amending the city code by removing building inspection requirements from licensing of tattoo establishments.
Motion by Councilor Dahlbeck, second by Councilor Bender. Any discussion? Mr. Olson.
I'm just curious as to, so this will be for any tattoo establishment, Terry, that comes before for a license? And it'll just be strictly the fire inspections?
The fire inspectors do most of our licensing inspections right now. They do all of the alcohol.
Yep.
It's just a duplication of services.
Okay, so it's just, so the fire department is involved with the
Yeah.
Department of Health and can make that inspection?
The health department also inspects tattoo establishments.
Okay.
They're required to have a health.
With that, whose final inspection is clarified or is recognized?
They need health.
All of them?
Yeah, they need all of them in order
Okay,
to be
so then the
approved.
building inspection itself can just be weighed
On
out?
this specific
Okay.
licensing, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Olson. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion to adjourn. Second. Third, fifth.